This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Now, with everything that's going on with Big Baby Jarrell Miller, still waiting for the B sample as of me recording this video right now to find out exactly what's going on. It appears that from Eddie Hearn's statements on IFL TV, and I'll put an article in the description box as well, that Anthony Joshua is just taking it all in his stride. There's no panicking, there's no running around like a headless chicken. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Who are we going to find? We've only got 6.5 weeks to go. What are we going to do? That's not kind of the impression he's doing, where Eddie Hearn says, chin up and keep on going. And Joshua saying, don't worry about me, mate. I've just finished a 6-mile run. So, he's still doing what he's doing with or without Miller. So he's still grinding, he's still cracking on. And it just doesn't really appear to affect him, really. Of course, he's going to want to know who it is that he's fighting, so he can look at their kind of style briefly, him with his trainer, Rob McCracken, and then kind of like tweak some of their sparring and that kind of thing to kind of like almost get used to the opponent, prepare for the correct opponent. Because at the minute he's been preparing for a huge man who doesn't stop coming forward and doesn't stop throwing punches. So if he does end up taking on Luis Ortiz, which in my opinion could well be the one that happens, even though Team Ortiz are kind of saying that it's not enough time, 6.5 weeks isn't long enough. It is long enough, especially when you're in that country, you don't have to worry about time zones. But if it is Ortiz, then it's complete polar opposite to what Miller is. Luis Ortiz arguably hits a little bit hard. I mean, potentially yes, potentially no. I mean, there's not that much difference, to be honest, but the biggest difference is southpaw. Ortiz is southpaw. Joshua, to my memory, has only fought one southpaw that I can actually remember, which is Charles Martin. And he smoothed him out in 2 rounds. So with Ortiz, listen, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Ortiz is popping dirty right now. Who knows? Who knows? And he didn't want to go through any kind of testing right now. But there again, he is ranked highly in the WBC still, so he is on all year round testing. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe that's not the reason, eh? But Joshua just seems to be like, yeah, whatever, just line me up whoever. And Eddie Hearn saying, well, who is it you want to fight? Joshua saying, anyone, absolutely anyone, I don't care. So now it's up to Eddie Hearn to find him an opponent. And who's it going to be? Who knows? But the first name that Anthony Joshua did say was Luis Ortiz, again, according to Eddie Hearn. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think any kind of opponent now who's looking at that to step in, they're thinking, cha-ching, give me the money. And with 6.5 weeks of training to go, for the kind of money that they're going to be getting, I mean, Miller was reported to be getting $7 million. Other reports saying that he will be getting $9 million. So who knows? Either way, his next opponent could be looking at that kind of money. Maybe a bit more. Maybe they can put the squeeze on a bit more. Who knows? Depends. I mean, I'd imagine Ortiz maybe had to get a little bit more. If he was to ask for a nice cool $10 million, he might just get it. Because Ortiz is a decent sized name in America, not a massive name. And that's what Joshua needs. He needs to make an impact by defeating someone that at least some people have heard of. With reports that maybe it could be Emmanuel Char, I'm pretty sure not many people have heard of him in America. Okay, he's a German Libyan fighter, so he's not really going to be that well known, even though he's WBA regular world champion. But that's not the kind of opponent that's going to keep the Madison Square Garden attendants, who's already bought tickets, very happy, is it? So Luis Ortiz, from a name perspective, is probably the ideal opponent. Of course, there are bigger names, there are tougher opponents out there, but they're not really going to appeal to the native New Yorkers and those travelling. For example, Dillian Whyte, he could go over and fight him at Madison Square Garden. But why do it there when you could probably do it better here in the UK? So I don't think it's going to be Dillian Whyte. But listen, you never know. Don't rule anything out. But anyway, it just appears that Joshua, to take it all in his stride, he's like, yeah, whatever. It's almost like he's not even surprised about Miller failing the test. Of course, he's going to be disappointed because he wanted to punish Miller for all the things that he said. And Miller even called Joshua a drug cheat. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.